I'm ready to tell my story how I was sodomized and raped by the rapper that goes by the name of Boosie. This took place when I was 5 years old. He dated my mother back around the 2000s, and he was a very violent person, what I can remember. He was very nice to me in the beginning, and it went about him coming around a few times after the fact, and he started to act like a different person. One night, my mother was asleep, and he came in, and he started to abuse me. Then around that time, I actually can remember I was sleeping. It was midnight. It was dark. I was sleeping. And
Peace and power. This is your boy Shang the Artist, and I would like to welcome you to another episode of the Rebellious Rhymer Podcast. That's right, family. Black conservatism without the butt dancing. Yo, I'm back and I'm black, and that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, this album, Radical Rap, I am on a promotional tour right now promoting this album. If you want your copy, your physical CD copy of Radical Rap, you can contact me in my inbox. Send me your address. I will send you my Cash App, and I will make sure that you get your copy of Radical Rap. I'm telling you, this is a banger. If you like East Coast boom bap hip hop, this is it right here. This is it right here. Also available on all streaming platforms. Get your copy today. Download the whole album. Download a few singles, songs that you like, whatever the case. So I'm here in my hotel room here in Istanbul, Turkey. I'm here on a promotional tour. Also, I'm here in support of my wife. She's getting, some things done, veneers and whatnot. So I'm here, took some time off of work to come out here to Istanbul, Turkey and chill. I don't know how y'all like my shirt. I like my shirt. Yeah. My youngest son, he loves him some Chucky. So I got this because my youngest son, he loves Chucky. Yeah, Chucky always went hard to me, man. But yeah, let's talk about this whole thing with Lil Boosie. Are y'all any Boosie Badass fans out there? I don't know if there's any Boosie Badass fans out there, but this woman, and she goes by Pretty Brown Skin on TikTok. She came out with a video making some crazy accusations, man. Very, very much very graphic accusations that she made towards Boosie. And I'm going to try to keep this clean as possible because I know how TikTok is. But she is claiming that in the early 2000s, Boosie Badass was dating her mother, okay? She says that she was 5 years old during this time. Boosie was dating her mother. She claims that one day, when her mother wasn't there, Boosie Badass came into her room while she was 5 years old, apparently graped her, I'm trying to watch my language, graped her, okay, and left her in a pool of blood. Man, that's one hell of an accusation to make against somebody. And right when he's coming out with a new album too, this woman came out with this accusation. Let's talk about it. I don't know who believes that story out there. I, for one, thought that story was a little bit, that story was sketchy. Okay, it was very sketchy to me. All right, now I'm all for, women's rights and the safety of women and stuff like that. I'm all for it, right? If somebody does a egregious crime like that, they definitely should do the time. All right? They definitely should do the time if somebody does an egregious crime like grape, especially a little girl, a little 5-year-old girl. That's like unheard of. This was, well, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but that's just crazy. And it's not something that typically happens a lot within my community. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say that P3DO files and stuff like that is something that does not happen in my community as much as it is in other people's community. Not saying that it doesn't happen. A lot of our families sweep this kind of stuff under the rug and stuff like that because it brings a great shame to the family. I understand that. So, but anyways, let's get back to the subject at hand. This woman on TikTok, she did a TikTok. Her TikTok is private now, by the way. She privatized her page so nobody can go and investigate her page. So yeah, this woman claims that Boosie came in there and did that and left her in the pool of blood. Some of the questions that I was asking is, okay, your mother saw you in a pool of blood and she didn't take you to the hospital? Because a pool of blood, just listen to that. A pool of blood, that sounds very gruesome. That sounds like somebody needs medical attention quick. And your mother didn't take you to the hospital after you was laying in a pool of blood at 5 years old? It just didn't come off right. It just didn't seem right to me, family. It just didn't seem right to me. Apparently this woman is about 30 years old now. So this was definitely early 2000s, maybe 2005, something like that. Yeah, that just didn't sit right. It didn't sit right with me that her mother did absolutely nothing, didn't go after Boosie in the early 2000s, just left it alone. Just why did you stay quiet about something like that for so many years, if that's the case? I get it, right? Some people, they're so traumatized that they don't say anything and stuff like that. Like I hear stories like that all the time. Okay, I get it. But being left in a pool of blood and your mama does nothing about it, she doesn't take you to the hospital, nothing? Like, that just doesn't make any sense. All right? That just doesn't make any sense. So, Boosie came out and said that he's going to take everything that this girl has. And he's very upset, obviously, that this stuff is coming out right when he's releasing a new album. And I can understand why he would be so upset at these accusations, because these are the type of accusations that ruin careers, ruin people's lives. You know what I'm saying? As we all know how crazy cancel culture is today. So these type of accusations can ruin people, even if they're not proven to be guilty. Just the accusation alone and that information being released into the atmosphere can ruin somebody. Can stop things like endorsements and stuff like that. It can really do damage to a man. So for somebody to come out and make accusations like that and they're false, oh man, you're a different type of evil. You are a different type of evil, or you are just sick in the head. You're insane. You're sick in the head. So Boosie came out and he said that he is going to sue this girl for everything she has. He's going to make sure that she has nothing left. I don't blame him. I do not blame him, because you're messing with a man's livelihood. One thing you don't do, you don't mess with a man's ability to feed his family. And what do we got? Restrictions? What restrictions, TikTok? Hell, I can't promote my CD, TikTok. All right, that's fine. Whatever, man. Oh boy, I tell you, man. TikTok with the TikTok. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Um, so yeah, so the girl replied to Boosie's video, and she said that she has more evidence and stuff like that, and that she's going to post it, but she's not going to post it right now, and she put her page on private. That's not what it says verbatim, but something like that. Okay. So, oh, and TikTok, by the way, this album is on TikTok. So you're selling this album. You're probably making money off of this album as well. So I don't understand why I can't just talk about or promote my album when this album is already available on TikTok. But whatever. Okay. So Boosie also was going back and forth with social media influencer Tasha K, who's very a controversial figure within herself. She didn't accuse him of this egregious crime, but she's, how she words things and make it seem like I hope you didn't do this and stuff like that. So she needs to be careful too, because she's already having to sell her house, from what I understand, to pay Cardi B off for doing this, for running her mouth. All right. So somebody need to really check her as well. Everything is not worth trying to get content for clicks and views. You're talking about a man's livelihood here. But we're just finding out. Recent news is just coming out. So this woman's family has came out and said that that she is mentally unstable. Okay. They also came out and said that this woman has been obsessed with Boosie for years. I believe it. This sounds like she's obsessed with Boosie. This sounds like it. So I believe it. Her family said that she's been obsessed with Boosie for a long time. They say that she's mentally ill, and she has some mental issues. They also say, and this is coming from her family, her grandma, her peoples, right? They also said that she has a violent streak, okay? Violent tendencies. And that she assaulted her own daughter and broke her ribs. Her own child, which I'm assuming was a toddler or a small child, right? They say that her own family came out and said that she attacked her daughter and broke her daughter's ribs. So this is a person obviously with a violent past, violent tendencies. Sound like she's suffering definitely from some sort of mental disability. They also said that that she was sexually assaulted. She was raped, right, by her grandfather. Now I don't, I don't know these people, don't know their family, don't know how true this is or not, but apparently this is according to the family. This is what they say. That the grandfather raped her. So now I don't know if there's some type of delusion going on, that she's obsessed with Boosie and she replaced Boosie with her grandfather in her mind and creating some type of alternate universe of replacing Boosie with her grandfather. I don't know if that's the case or not, but they say her grandfather was the one who raped her. If that's true, that's absolutely horrible. The family should have did something about that. If that's the case. Let me fix my hat. How my hat look? Fix that. Let me fix that. I ain't got no hair under here, as you can see. Now, ever since I came to Turkey, I've been getting a lot of advertisements. I've been getting a lot of offers for them to hook me up with a surgical hairline or get a man unit and all. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not doing none of that, man. I'm not Akon. I'm not LeBron James. I didn't come here to get no hairline. All right, I'm fine just the way I am, bald, and I'm happy and proud to be bald. All right, so let me just go and throw this cap back on. So yeah, that's a sad story, man. If that's the case, the family says that her grandfather came in and did that egregious act to that baby when she was 5 years old. That's horrible. That's horrible. The grandfather should have been in prison. That grandfather should have been in prison. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if that happened or not. I'm saying what the family has came out and said. Something like that, you don't sweep under the rug. You don't sweep that under the rug, family. That's definitely an issue. But her family also came out and said that they will testify against their family member in support of Boosie. They said that they would testify against their family member in support of Boosie. So, that's a good thing. I think Boosie has already been exonerated in the public eye. You might have some bitter biddies out there who hate men and all that stuff. They want to try to push this narrative. Tasha K was kind of all, on that train a little bit. Now, she didn't make the accusation, but, she didn't read between the lines and stuff either. So, who knows? But her family is willing to come out in defense of Boosie because they know their family member. And they know that she sounds like she needs some therapy. She sounds like she needs some help. She sounds like she has been traumatized by the story of what happened to her by her grandfather. It's a horrible story. It's a horrible story. And like I said, I hope that justice was served and that they did something about the grandfather, if that's the case. But so I don't know, fam. We're gonna see where this goes. Is Boosie gonna follow through with this lawsuit? I think that he is, because I don't think he's not going to be playing with these people when it comes to his livelihood and his ability to feed his family. He's not going to play when it comes to that kind of stuff. So, yeah, family, don't forget to send your gifts. Heart this live, like this live. Whatever the case. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, the Rebellious Rhymer Podcast on YouTube. I go live. Usually I go live either on TikTok or Facebook. And then I edit the video and post it on my Rebellious Rhymer Podcast page. You can also follow me, the Rebellious Rhymer Podcast page on Facebook as well. Okay. There's also a Rebellious Rhymer Podcast page on Facebook if you want to follow me on Facebook. So, is Boosie going to follow through with this lawsuit, family? I think that he should, because, lessons need to be learned. You can't just come out making these false accusations, thinking that it's all good, and then there's no consequences for it. Can't just do that. You can't just do that. So, I think that he's going to go through with the lawsuit. Hopefully, for the girl's sake, hopefully she got a lawyer, she got an attorney, and she's able to definitely defend herself when it comes to this, because that's a hell of an accusation to make to people. People don't understand how just throwing that accusation out there can definitely ruin somebody's career, ruin somebody's life. We don't want to do that, family. You don't want to do that to people, especially if you're not telling the truth. So, yeah, man. So I think that Boosie is going to continue with this lawsuit. And hey, man, whatever comes of this, comes of it. But it sounds like the woman is definitely needs some mental help. She apparently was assaulted by her grandfather. So that's one hell of a case, man. That's something that needs to be dealt with within itself. But you don't come out and making accusations about people, especially if you know that it's not true. We understand how cancel culture works these days, and we just shouldn't be doing that. So, a lot of these, like I said, a lot of these bitter biddies is out here trying to push the narrative as if Boosie actually did this stuff, and the whole story just sounded fugazi from the beginning. The whole story just sounded fugazi from the beginning. And hey man, that's just not it just wasn't cool to do that. So we'll see where this case goes, man. Tasha K definitely needs to be careful with her words as well. Making these type of accusations could definitely get somebody in trouble, especially dealing with Boosie. He's not going to play when it comes to his ability to feed his family. You don't do that to people, man. You don't do that to people. You don't do that to people. So, yeah, it is 10:22 out here in Istanbul, Turkey. You know, I plan on being out here for a few more days. I'm going to do a tour. I'm going to check out some of the historical sites here in Turkey. But then I'm bringing my black ass home. I'm coming home. I'm already homesick. I miss my babies and everything. But I will be coming home soon. But I've been in Turkey now for almost 2 weeks. I've been out here. So, yeah, family, that's it. You know, we'll see where Boosie goes with this. And I will keep my eyes open on this whole fiasco. All right. But this has been another episode of the Rebellious Rhymer Podcast, Black Conservatism without the butt fancy. Yeah. And always remember, the revolution starts with you. All right. Peace. And I'm out.